Ready? Yeah, but give me your name first of all, so we'll put it on.
Sure. Tom Kalinske, and I'm President and CEO of Sega of America.
Spell your last name for me.
K-A-L-I-N-S-K-E.
Why is Sega doing this? In other words, developing this rating system, if you will.
As a service to our game player and the consumer, we have a very wide audience of game players. 40% of our Genesis players are over 18 years old. 70% of our CD-ROM players are over 18 years old. They want a different type of game than young children do. At the same time, we want to make sure the parent and the consumer understands what the content of a game is and what's appropriate for young children, what's maybe appropriate for teenagers, and what's appropriate for older adults.
Why now? Why'd you come up with it now?
Coincidence, we started on this over a year ago. It takes a long time in business to get internal agreement inside a company, and also we deal with so many other people. We're dependent upon third-party developers who make games for us. We have to work with all these people before we can just come out with a new standard. But we believe this standard is going to become very important to the industry.
You think it should be adopted by other companies?
I think it'll have to be. I mean, I think they have to do what we're doing as games become more realistic and as games appeal to a broader audience.
There are some suggestions you may have seen that you're really doing this under pressure, if you will. Last week we had hearings in Congress on violence in television, and some people are suggesting that it was just one more step into video games. Was it because of that?
It wasn't because of the pressure. As I said, we started on this over a year ago, but I don't think there's anything wrong with people pressuring us to make us take actions that should be taken. We believe there should be rating system on games because it's helpful to the consumer. So if the pressure pushed us along a little faster, that's okay.
Had you received criticism because of the violence?
You know, 90% of our games don't have any violence in them. 90% of our games are perfect for 6-year-olds to 12-year-olds. Many of our products are sports products. 35% of our sales come from games that depict real sports. So a very small number of our games have violence in them. They often are associated with movies from Hollywood or television shows. They're licensed products. They're no more violent than what you see on TV or what are rated PG-13 films.
Of course, you get people who will say that there's too much violence on television, too.
Yes, you will, and I think the parent has a responsibility to decide whether they want their child to watch some of the more violent